Hello everyone, Daria here, and welcome back to the Slow Russian Language Podcast. Now it's summertime, so it's the perfect time for speaking about Dacha. There is nothing more Russian than a cute Dacha house. So here is the text about what it actually is. As always, first I read the text in Russian slowly, and please try to check how much you understand already without me translating anything. Then we translate it together, sentence by sentence. I explain some grammar and vocabulary to you, and at the end we read it again, this time faster, and you compare how much your level of comprehension has improved. So here we go. Русская дача. Летом многие русские семьи любят ездить на дачу. Дача – это небольшой дом за городом, где люди отдыхают, работают в саду и проводят время на свежем воздухе. У кого-то дача большая и удобная, а у кого-то совсем простая. Маленький домик, старый стол, несколько грядок и яблоня во дворе. На даче люди часто выращивают овощи, ягоды и цветы. В июле уже можно есть свежие огурцы, зеленый лук, укроп, салат и клубнику. Иногда кажется, что дача – это не отдых, а вторая работа. Нужно поливать растения, собирать ягоды, бороться с сорняками и чинить все, что сломалось за зиму. Но все равно многие любят дачу. Там можно пить чай на улице, слушать птиц, жарить шашлыки и долго разговаривать вечером. Для многих людей дача – это место, где лето чувствуется особенно сильно. This text is quite advanced. It seems easy, but trust me, if you didn't understand something, it's completely normal. The level of vocabulary and grammar here is quite advanced. Okay, so here we go, sentence by sentence. In the summer, many Russian families like to go to the dacha. Летом многие русские семьи любят ездить на дачу. First of all, what is dacha? Dacha is a little summer house. Some people have a really fancy dacha with some expensive decor and wonderful garden and workers coming and doing everything. Some people have it babushka style, some wooden house with a toilet outside with no amenities, with no hot water when you have to go to the well, get water there. This is what my grandparents had, and this is how I grew up in summer. Like there's no shower, there's nothing normal there, what is considered comfortable today. And you just go and, I don't know, shower is your bathhouse. So twice a week you go to the bathhouse and spend time in banya. So, летом, in the summer. Remember in Russian, we use seasons in instrumental case. Зимой, in winter. Весной, летом, осенью. Don't forget. And the next sentence. Dacha is a small house outside the city where people relax, work in the garden, and spend time outdoors. Дача – Это небольшой дом за городом. Небольшой. So here we can say маленький. Да? Remember, it's interchangeable. If you forget some adjective, just add не to the one you remember, and it's good. Like большой, небольшой, красивый, некрасивый, хороший, нехороший. So if you forgot the word плохой, bad, just say нехороший, and you're good to go. No problems there. So in that house, people relax, work in the garden. Люди отдыхают, работают в саду. Here it is interesting because literally the word garden in Russian is сад. But there is a confusion because the vegetable garden, like the food garden, in Russian we call огород. Огород. But in some dialects, we do use the word сад. For example, my family comes from the Urals region and from Siberia, and there it was pretty common to use the word сад for the garden. Yeah, like жить в саду летом. But again, be careful. Not everybody uses this word. What else? Проводят время на свежем воздухе. This is an interesting expression because literally means they spend time in the fresh air. But на свежем воздухе actually means outdoors, outside. So if you have a backyard and you go have breakfast in the backyard, you can say на свежем воздухе, in the fresh air, outside, outdoors. Okay. Moving to the next sentence. Some people have a large and comfortable dacha. У кого-то дача большая и удобная. Remember, we have these то, либо, не будь. Usually it is то and не будь. So you add it with a little dash, and it means some, someone, some things, кто-то, что-то. So here we have it in genitive case, because remember with possession we use genitive. У кого-то, so somebody has it. У кого-то дача большая и удобная. Удобная means комфортная, comfortable, удобный. А у кого-то совсем простая, while others have a very simple one. Совсем простая, simple. Small house, old table, few garden beds, and an apple tree in the yard. Ooh, that actually sounds like a fancy dacha to me already. So in Russian, that would be... where is it? Lost my text. Маленький домик. You can say маленький дом, but if you add that ik suffix, it adds this kind of little. Yeah, кот, котик. Yeah, like little cat, kitty. Дом, домик. So this is suffix that changes the word itself, given the idea of being small and cute. Маленький домик. Старый стол, несколько грядок. Грядка in Russian is garden bed. Грядка. Sometimes it's something where you just separate the piece of earth, a piece of land in several sections, like sections, sectors. That is called грядка. And apple tree in the yard, яблоня во дворе. Двор is yard, яблоня. You probably know the word яблоко, apple, яблоко. But яблоня is the apple tree. Okay, at the dacha, people often grow vegetables, berries, and flowers. На даче, prepositional case, да, дача, на даче, люди часто выращивают. Growing, yeah, they are growing it. Люди выращивают. Овощи, vegetables, ягоды, berries, и цветы, flowers, цветы. In July, you can already eat fresh cucumbers, green onions, dill, lettuce, and strawberries. В июле, again, prepositional case, with seasons we use instrumental, летом, but with months we use good old prepositional case. В июле, в ноябре, в октябре, в январе, в мае. So в июле можно есть, you may eat, свежие, fresh, свежий. For example, fresh news, свежие новости. But here we talk about vegetables, so we have fresh cucumbers. Свежие огурцы. Green onion, зеленый лук. Dill. There is no Russian dacha with fields and fields of dill. Russians are obsessed with dill. Укроп. Yeah, укроп. I am growing it in my garden like crazy. We add it everywhere. Soups, salads, just eat it fresh, drop it on the bread. Ooh, wow, it is the best. Укроп. Salad. Oh, salad. Should be salat. Salat. This is salad leaves, green leaves. Салат и клубнику. Sometimes you hear it lettuce. That would be in Russian again, салат. Клубника in Russian is strawberry. Клубнику. Sometimes it seems that the dacha is not rest, but a second job. That's true. Иногда кажется, sometimes it seems, иногда кажется, что дача – это не отдых. Дача is not rest. Это не отдых, а вторая работа. Here are our wonderful ordinal numbers. Первый, второй, третий, четвертый, пятый, and so on. So the second job. Вторая работа. Why is it a second job? Because you need to water the plants, pick berries, fight weeds, and fix everything that broke during the winter. That's a long one, so let's break it down. Нужно, you need to, нужно поливать растения. Поливать comes lead from the verb lead, to pour something. So the pour water on plants. Поливать, to water the plants. Нужно поливать растения, to pick berries. Собирать ягоды. Or pick mushrooms. Russians love picking mushrooms. Собирать грибы. Собирать грибы. To fight the weeds. Бороться с сорняками. So to fight against something is бороться. Бороться. And to fix everything. И чинить. I love this verb so much. For some reason it just sounds funny. Чинить. Чинить. Он чинит, она чинит, они чинят. Funny word. So to fix everything that broke during the winter. Чинить все, что сломалось за зиму. So during some time we use with за, preposition за. За зиму, за сезон. During the season, accusative case, да, за сезон. Хорошо, or за выходные, during the weekend. За выходные я сделала 3 проекта. During the weekend I completed 3 projects. Да, за выходные. Okay, and we're moving to the very last tiny passage. And we have this. But many people still love the dacha. Но все равно многие любят дачу. Notice how here we omitted the word люди. So we don't need to say многие люди, многие друзья, многие студенты. Just drop it and keep многие. That would suffice. Многие любят дачу. A lot of people like dacha. There you can drink tea outside. Можно пить чай на улице. I said it many times. It doesn't mean in the streets. Yeah, like you belong to the streets. No, на улице simply means outside. What's the expression we had before today for fresh air? На свежем воздухе. На свежем воздухе, на улице. What else? Listen to birds. Слушать птиц. птица, the bird, слушать птиц, plural. Grill shashlik, make shashlik. Жарить шашлык, or here you can use plural, shashliki. That's incredible Russian-style kebab. You do it over the coals. Shashlik literally deserves its own episode, so amazing it is. When I married my American husband, that was the first thing I demanded, basically. None of the vows matter. What matters is shashlik. Just learn how to make proper shashlik and you're good to marry Russians. But jokes aside, we do it at least twice a month because it's just so good. Okay, shashlik. What is next? Talk for a long time in the evening. Долго разговаривать вечером. And here you might ask, why don't you say говорить? And why do you use разговаривать? Говорить means to speak in general. For example, you're given a speech and maybe you don't care if anyone responds. You're given a monologue. That is говорить. Разговаривать specifically is to have a conversation. It means that several people are participating. Да, разговаривать. Долго, for a long time. Долго разговаривать вечером. And the last part, for many people, the dacha is a place where summer feels especially strong. Okay, для многих людей дача – это место, где лето чувствуется, feels, чувствуется особенно сильно. Basically, getting those summer vibes, dacha intensifies them. That чувствуется особенно сильно. All right, let me read the whole text for you again. And now it's going to be normal speed, so please check out how your comprehension improved. Let's listen. Летом многие русские семьи любят ездить на дачу. Дача – это небольшой дом за городом, где люди отдыхают, работают в саду, проводят время на свежем воздухе. У кого-то дача большая и удобная, а у кого-то совсем простая. Маленький домик, старый стол, несколько грядок и яблоня во дворе. На даче люди часто выращивают овощи, ягоды и цветы. В июле уже можно есть свежие огурцы, зеленый лук, укроп, салат и клубнику. Иногда кажется, что дача – это не отдых, а вторая работа. Нужно поливать растения, собирать ягоды, бороться с сорняками и чинить все, что сломалось за зиму. Но все равно многие любят дачу. Там можно пить чай на улице, слушать птиц, жарить шашлыки и долго разговаривать вечером. Для многих людей дача – это место, где лето чувствуется особенно сильно. Okay, that was it. Thank you very much. Remember that you can learn the Russian language with me properly, step by step. I have 3 levels of courses, and you can get them at russian.fromzerotofluency.com. russian.fromzerotofluency.com. I'll be happy if you join my students group. That's it for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next episode of the Slow Russian Language podcast. Пока-пока.